So just a couple more visuals I wanted to give you guys. My other video disconnected or whatever. I don't know if I'll be able to mesh these together or not. But this is just another visual. So on a different pad, this is, so we're looking at about 200 right there. I measured it out and that is 200. It's pretty well saturated. So just another good visual. And then this is 200 on just a regular sized peri pad. This actually, not even all of it would soak in. So a completely saturated peri pad is going to be about 200 or maybe even more if it's not soaking it all up. So just a couple more visuals. And then some other things I want you guys to keep in your brain too. This was, I thought, really helpful. They have this at the place that I work. So some familiar blood loss objects to just use in your brain. So if you see a clot that is about the size of an orange, so about 5 centimeters or a good size orange, that's about 250 mils or 1 cup of blood loss. So just if you get one clot like that, you're already at 250 right there. And you saw what 200, that's one good gush there in those pads. So we're learning, and this is why we're doing the quantitative blood loss as opposed to estimated, that quantitative is a little bit more accurate, and we're realizing that we're usually underestimating blood loss. So these are just some good visuals to have. 355 mils is a can of soda, and then 2 cups or 500 mils is like a good big softball. So, you know, if you're losing clots about that size, oh, it's backwards. If you're losing clots about that size, then, you know, it's going to be more than you're probably thinking. The other thing is a lap pad. So if you have just a normal lap, that's going to be 100 mils if that's completely saturated. So if you've got one saturated lap, that's already 100 right there. These are some other pictures of, we kind of looked at what this looked like, but this is 1,000 mils. You're pretty well going to have one of those paper chucks pads completely saturated like that. Ours was 1,400, but this is 1,000. And then this is about what 250 looks like. So even one good gush gets you about 250 like that. And then 500. So kind of what we were seeing on our examples. And then I have one question for you guys, because I feel like this is something we kind of forget about or gets away from us, is do you know what one of the earliest signs of compensatory change is in hypovolemia? So think about that for a second. Pause the video if you need to. But actually, the earliest sign is tachycardia. So your patient may have no other symptoms. You might just be getting gushes here and there, and you don't feel like your patient's really in full-blown hemorrhage. But if she's showing signs of, you know, tachycardia where her heart rate's gradually creeping up, that's something we should not ignore and really pay attention to. And then, of course, to follow that eventually is going to be the really low blood pressure. And you know that look they get on their faces when, you know, their face goes pale. You want to put a pulse ox on them, oxygen, all that good stuff, because you might see that pulse ox decrease as well because they're not having that oxygen circulating through their body. Anyways, I hope this was helpful. I hope it was a good visual. It's kind of silly, so I hope that makes it stick in your brain a little bit better. Thanks for listening. Sorry the videos are kind of choppy and together. But yeah, thanks for listening, guys.